My wife said we should split everything since we both make good money, but she wasn't laughing when I took her literally. So me and Emma had been married for 3 years when she dropped this bomb on me. We're sitting at the kitchen table eating leftover pizza and she goes, we should split everything 50-50 since we both make decent money now. I'm thinking she means chores or something, but she keeps going. The mortgage, groceries, utilities, date nights, everything. It's only fair. At first I thought she was joking. We'd always just thrown our paychecks into one account and paid bills from there. Never kept track of who spent what, but she was dead serious. Started pulling up our bank statements on her laptop right there at the table, crumbs falling on the keyboard. Look, she said, pointing at the screen. Last month you spent $300 on those stupid car parts, and I only bought one pair of shoes for $80. That's not equal. I reminded her about the $400 she dropped at Target just browsing the week before, but apparently that was different because it was household stuff. I figured whatever, if she wants to split everything down the middle, fine. So I said, okay, we'll split everything exactly 50-50. She smiled like she'd won something and started making lists immediately. She was one of those people who loved organizing stuff into spreadsheets. The next day I started implementing our new system. When she asked me to pick up milk on my way home, I got the receipt and handed her half, $3.50 total. So she owed me $1.75. She laughed and thought I was being funny, but when I asked for Venmo, her smile disappeared. You're being ridiculous, she said. But I reminded her these were her rules. Everything split equally, right? She paid me the $1.75 but rolled her eyes the whole time. That weekend she wanted to go out to dinner at this fancy place downtown. Bill came to $87.50. I paid my half and told her she needed to cover hers. She didn't have enough cash and had to awkwardly explain to the server why we needed separate cards for exact amounts. But here's where it got really interesting. See, Emma had this habit of using my Netflix, Spotify, and Amazon Prime accounts. Always had. I never cared before because we were married. Sharing was normal. But under our new 50-50 system, I calculated she owed me $14.50 monthly for her half of subscriptions. When I changed all the passwords and sent her the invoice, she lost it. Started yelling about how petty I was being. I calmly explained that she wanted everything split equally, and streaming services were part of everything. Then I really got creative. Our mortgage was $2,100 monthly. Under her system, she owed $1,050. But I started thinking about space usage. Our house had 1,800 square feet. Her walk-in closet was 120 square feet that only she used. My man cave in the basement was 200 square feet that only I used. So I calculated that she was using an extra 120 square feet compared to shared space. That meant she should pay an additional $70 monthly for her closet privilege. When I presented this breakdown, she stared at me like I'd grown a second head. You've lost your mind, she said. But the numbers were right there. She wanted fair. I was giving her mathematical fairness. The breaking point came when she got food poisoning and asked me to bring her soup from the store. I bought one can, ate half, and brought her the other half. When she asked where the rest was, I explained that under our system, I was only responsible for half the soup since we split everything. She was laying there all pale and miserable, and I handed her a spoon and half a can of chicken noodle soup. That's when she finally snapped. This is insane! You're being completely unreasonable, she yelled from the couch. I sat down next to her and pulled out my phone with all my calculations. Over 2 weeks, she owed me $347.83 for various split expenses, minus the $89.25 I owed her. Emma, I said quietly, you wanted everything split exactly equally. This is what that looks like. Every grocery run, every dinner, every subscription, every square foot of space. Is this really what you want? She stared at the numbers for a long time. Then she started crying. Not because she was sick, but because she realized how stupid the whole thing was. Turns out she'd been talking to her sister who'd just gone through a nasty divorce and was paranoid about money stuff. We deleted the spreadsheets that night and went back to our normal system. Emma apologized like 50 times and admitted she'd been listening to too much Financial Independence podcast stuff. She promised to talk to me before making weird money decisions again.